Chosen one. You've become quieter than before. You don't feel the need to explain yourself anymore. You're tired of hustling, tired of proving, tired of arguing your worth to people who can't feel what you carry. You're not sad. You're not joyful either. You're just still. And deep inside there's this unshakable sense that you're holding something you don't yet have language for. Few people understand you now, and strangely, you no longer need them to. Chosen one. Have you been asking yourself in silence, why don't I want to talk anymore? Why doesn't excitement move me the way it used to? Why don't I feel the urge to share good news? Am I falling behind, or am I being held back on purpose? Hear this clearly. You did not arrive here by accident. Heaven orchestrated this moment. This is divine timing. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift, a moment where God prepares you to receive what cannot survive premature exposure. As it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, the vision awaits its appointed time, and when it speaks, it will not delay. If you stay with this word to the end, clarity will replace confusion, peace will settle your spirit, and you will understand why silence has been your protection. Subscribe now to stay connected to what heaven is releasing. Comment 777 and share the city where you're watching from as a declaration that you are chosen and committed to receiving everything God has prepared for you. Chosen one, after the moment you pressed play, something in the spirit realm shifted. I say that carefully because I've lived long enough to know the difference between emotional excitement and true spiritual weight. What you're feeling right now is not hype, it's not adrenaline, it's that quiet pressure in your chest that tells you heaven is closer than it looks. You didn't come here because you were curious. You came here because something in you knew it was time to stop pretending you didn't feel the change. There is a reason you've been quieter lately, a reason your spirit no longer reacts the way it used to, a reason you stopped explaining yourself, stopped announcing your plans, stopped needing people to understand what God is doing in you. That silence is not weakness. It is evidence that heaven has placed you under restriction, and restriction always comes before release. Anointed one. I need you to hear this slowly. God does not silence people who are being diminished. He silences people who are being prepared. There are seasons where heaven allows you to speak freely, dream openly, share everything that excites you. And then there are seasons where God closes your mouth not as punishment, but as protection. Because what He is preparing to place in your hands cannot survive premature exposure. I remember a season in my own life when everything external went quiet. No applause, no visible movement, no confirmations from people. At first I thought something was wrong. I questioned myself the way you may be questioning yourself now. I asked, did I miss it? Did I do something wrong? Why do I feel disconnected from the things that used to drive me? What I didn't realize then was that God was removing my appetite for noise because He was about to entrust me with weight. Chosen one. Heaven is intervening in your timeline right now, not loudly, not publicly, but precisely. God is rearranging things behind the scenes in a way that requires you to be still enough to receive it. This is not the season to broadcast. This is the season to carry. And there is a difference. Broadcasting seeks validation. Carrying requires maturity. You may have noticed that even good news feels different now. Things that would have once made you run to your phone and tell someone don't have the same pull. Not because you're ungrateful, but because your spirit knows something sacred is forming. There are blessings that can be celebrated openly, and then there are blessings that must be stewarded in silence until they take root. You are approaching the second kind. As it is written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, the vision waits for an appointed time. It speaks when it is ready, not when we are impatient. You are standing in that waiting space right now. Not the kind of waiting that feels empty, but the kind that feels full of pressure, like something is about to break through the surface. That pressure is not anxiety. It is anticipation without language. Anointed One. The reason you must stay with this word is because clarity is being released layer by layer. What you are walking into is not something you chase. It is something you are being positioned for. Heaven is not asking you to strive harder. Heaven is asking you to surrender deeper, and surrender is never passive. It is the most powerful posture a chosen vessel can take. I've learned this through real struggle, not theory. I've watched doors close that I thought were answers. I've felt opportunities slip away that looked perfect on paper, and only later did I realize God was keeping me from receiving things too early. Preparation is mercy. Delay is protection. Silence is insulation. You are not being held back because you're unready. You are being held because what's coming requires a version of you that does not leak under pressure. Chosen One, you are about to receive something that will shift the way you move, the way you decide, and the way you see people. This is not just about wealth, though provision is part of it. This is not just about elevation, though authority is included. This is about alignment. When heaven aligns a chosen one, it doesn't just add things to their life. It subtracts noise, removes distractions, and narrows their focus until only what is essential remains. That narrowing you've been feeling is not loss, it's refinement. The reason you don't want to talk as much is because your spirit is conserving energy. The reason you don't feel excited is because God is training you to operate without emotional spikes. The reason you don't want to share is because what you're carrying is still forming, and anything that is still forming must be protected. Anointed One. There are people who will only ever be allowed to see the result, not the process. Not because they are evil, but because they are not authorized. Authorization matters in the spirit realm. Not everyone who claps for you is safe to hear what God is saying to you. Not everyone who loves you is equipped to handle where you're going. And God in His mercy is teaching you discernment through silence. Stay with this word because understanding is coming. Peace is coming. And the confusion you've been carrying about your own stillness is about to dissolve. You are not drifting. You are being anchored. You are not fading. You are being covered. And when heaven decides it is time for you to speak again, you won't need to announce anything. The fruit will speak for itself. Chosen One. There is a deeper reason heaven has drawn you into this season of restraint, and it goes far beyond discipline or timing. What you are experiencing is not simply silence, it is separation. God is not just quieting your voice, He is recalibrating your inner world so that what you receive next does not get contaminated by the old way you used to carry things. I want to speak to the confusion you've been sitting with. The part of you that wonders why you no longer feel driven the way you once did. Why the fire that used to push you forward now feels replaced by something calmer, heavier, more deliberate. This is not a loss of passion. This is the upgrade of your operating system. Passion chases, authority waits, and God is transitioning you from one to the other. There was a time in your life when momentum was proof. If things were moving, if people were responding, if doors were opening, you felt safe. But now God is teaching you how to remain steady even when nothing is visibly changing. That steadiness is not accidental. It is required for what you're about to carry, because the next thing coming into your life will not be sustained by excitement. It will be sustained by maturity. Anointed One, heaven is preparing you for something that will change how others relate to you. And before that shift can happen externally, it must be stabilized internally. That is why your appetite has changed. You don't crave constant stimulation anymore. You don't need to be seen, praised, or reassured the way you once did. This is not you becoming cold. This is you becoming grounded. I remember when this happened to me. I didn't announce it. I didn't even fully understand it at first. I just knew that certain conversations drained me faster than before. Certain environments felt loud, even when no one was speaking. Certain ambitions that once felt urgent suddenly felt unnecessary. At first, I resisted it. I tried to force myself back into old rhythms. But the more I pushed, the heavier everything felt. That's when I realized God was removing my ability to operate from my old self. Chosen one. The frustration you feel when you try to go back is not resistance from the world. It is resistance from your spirit. Your spirit knows that chapter is closed. You are not allowed to build your future with outdated tools, and God is loving you enough to make sure you don't. There is a sacred principle at work here. Heaven does not release heavy blessings into unstable containers. Before increase comes insulation. Before exposure comes covering. Before elevation comes isolation. This is why so many chosen ones experience their quietest seasons right before their greatest shifts. Not because God is distant, but because He is close enough to refine. You may have noticed that you're more selective now, not just with people, but with your energy. You don't give access easily. You don't respond impulsively. You pause. You observe. You discern. That is not hesitation. That is wisdom being formed in you, and wisdom is always quiet at first. As it is written in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, there is a time to keep silence and a time to speak. You are in the silence not because your voice lacks power, but because it is gaining weight. God is teaching you that words spoken too early can sabotage what prayer has been building quietly. So He is training you to hold your tongue not out of fear, but out of reverence. Anointed one. Some of the battles you've been spared lately were avoided because you didn't speak. Some of the misunderstandings that never happened were prevented because you stayed quiet. Some of the envy that didn't attach itself to your life was blocked because heaven hid you. Silence has been working on your behalf in ways you will only fully understand later. This is why you must stay with this message. Because what God is doing in you right now cannot be rushed, and it cannot be shared without consequence. There are people who would try to interpret your becoming through the lens of who you used to be. There are people who would project their limitations onto your future. And God is saying not yet. Not because He is afraid of opposition, but because He is committed to precision. Chosen one. The next phase of your life will not be built on reaction. It will be built on alignment. You are learning how to move without announcing how to prepare, without explaining how to obey, without applause. This is the posture of someone heaven trusts. And trust is the currency of the spirit realm. I want you to release the guilt you've been carrying about not being as expressive as you once were. You are not withholding love. You are stewarding focus. You are not shutting people out. You are being drawn inward so that God can do deeper work. And deeper work always feels quieter on the surface. There is also a reason God has allowed certain people to drift away during this time. Not all separations are confrontational. Some are simply the result of frequency change. When your spirit rises, Watney old connections can no longer reach you the same way. This is not abandonment, it is alignment. God is rearranging your environment so that what is coming has room to land. Anointed one, do not mistake this season for delay. Delay feels empty. This feels full. It feels like something is being held just out of sight. That tension you feel between stillness and expectancy is the space where transformation happens. Heaven is doing something precise, something intentional, something irreversible. I say this with authority and compassion. You are closer than you think. Not close in terms of time, but close in terms of readiness. God is not waiting on circumstances. He is finalizing capacity. And when capacity is complete, release happens naturally, without strain, without force. Stay here, stay present, stay surrendered. You are not missing anything. You are being positioned, and the quiet you are learning to live in right now will soon become the foundation of the confidence you carry when the shift manifests. Chosen one. There is something heaven is guarding right now, and it is not outside of you, it is within you. The reason this season feels so restrained is because God is teaching you the discipline of containment. There are things that lose power when they are spoken too soon. There are assignments that weaken when they are explained before they are established. And there are blessings that collapse when they are exposed before they are anchored. You are learning, perhaps without realizing it, how to carry weight without leaking it. In earlier seasons, you could talk your way through things. You could process out loud. You could think as you spoke. But now God has shifted the way you process. He is training you to listen more than you speak, to discern more than you react to, hold more than you release. This is not repression. This is containment. And containment is essential for anything that is about to multiply. Anointed one, I want to be very clear with you. What you are about to receive is not fragile, but it is sensitive. It does not need protection because it is weak. It needs protection because it is potent. Highly concentrated things must be handled carefully. And God does not hand potent assignments to people who need to announce everything to feel secure. I learned this lesson through discomfort. There was a season when I felt God stirring something new in me, but nothing around me confirmed it. Every instinct in me wanted to explain what I sensed, to get reassurance, to hear someone say, "Yes, I see it too." But every time I opened my mouth, the peace left. Every time I tried to articulate it, the clarity blurred. It was only when I stopped talking about it that the weight returned. That was the moment I understood some things are ruined by explanation. Chosen one, heaven is not asking you to be secretive. Heaven is asking you to be discerning. There is a difference. Secrecy is driven by fear. Discernment is driven by wisdom. And wisdom knows when to speak and when to remain still. Right now, your stillness is serving you better than your words ever could. This is why God has not given you language yet for what you're carrying. If He named it too soon, you would be tempted to define it, defend it, or compare it. And comparison is one of the fastest ways to dilute divine instruction. So instead of giving you words, God is giving you posture. Instead of explanations, He is giving you alignment. And instead of validation, He is giving you peace. Anointed one, you may have noticed that when people ask you what's new, your answers are shorter, vague even. Not because you're hiding something maliciously, but because nothing in you wants to open that door yet. That hesitation is not confusion. It is inner authority beginning to take shape. Authority does not rush to speak. Authority waits until its presence speaks first. There are people in your life who are used to having access to your thoughts, your plans, your inner world. And now that access feels limited. This can make you feel guilty, like you're pulling away or becoming distant. But hear me, God is the one setting those boundaries. Not everyone who walked with you before is assigned to walk with you next. And not everyone who loves you is meant to advise you in this season. As it is written in Proverbs chapter 4, wisdom guards the heart above all else. Guarding does not mean isolating in fear. It means stewarding what matters most. Your heart is being guarded right now because it is becoming the birthplace of something new, and birth requires privacy. Chosen one. One of the hardest lessons in spiritual growth is learning that access is not love. You can love people deeply and still not give them entry into every room of your becoming. God is teaching you this now because where you are going, access must be earned by alignment, not history. This is also why your tolerance for certain conversations has dropped. You don't have the energy for surface-level talk. You don't want to revisit old cycles. You don't want to entertain speculation or doubt. That doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you focused. When God begins to compress your time, He also compresses your attention. You no longer have energy to waste on what does not nourish the assignment forming inside you. Anointed One, let me relieve you of another hidden burden. You are not obligated to update people on what God is doing in your life. Obedience does not require explanation. Calling does not require consensus, and destiny does not require permission. The need to explain often comes from insecurity, not love. And God is weaning you off that need, because insecurity cannot coexist with authority. I've watched this pattern repeat in the lives of many chosen ones. Right before the shift, right before the elevation, right before the provision comes into view, everything goes quiet. Conversations thin out. External affirmation dries up. Internal clarity deepens. And in that quiet, a new kind of confidence begins to form. Not the loud kind, the settled kind. This is why you must not misinterpret this season as isolation. Isolation says you are alone. This season says you are being set apart. There is a difference. Isolation drains. Being set apart strengthens. You may be physically around people and still feel set apart. That's because the separation is not geographical, it's spiritual. Chosen One. The thing you are about to receive will require you to move differently, to speak differently, to decide differently, and God is not going to teach you those skills publicly. He is teaching you privately where mistakes don't cost you everything, where growth is safe, where refinement is gentle but firm. There is also a mercy in this silence that you may not recognize yet. By not sharing too soon, you are being spared from opinions you don't need to carry, from doubts that would weigh on you unnecessarily, from advice that is well-meaning but misaligned. God is sparing you from confusion by keeping the channel clear. Anointed One, do not rush this process. Do not force yourself to feel excited. Do not pressure yourself to have answers. Do not assume that clarity must arrive loudly. Some of the clearest directions God gives come without emotion, without urgency, without noise. They come as a quiet knowing that does not argue with itself. You are learning to trust that knowing now, and that trust is priceless. Because when the time comes for you to move, you will move without hesitation. Not because someone convinced you, but because your spirit recognizes the moment. That kind of movement cannot be taught. It can only be formed. So if you find yourself sitting with more questions than words, more stillness than action, more awareness than excitement, take heart. This is not a holding pattern. This is a strengthening phase. Heaven is not delaying you. Heaven is deepening you. And what is being deepened in silence will stand firmly when it finally stands in the light. Chosen One, there comes a point in every true elevation where God shifts you from movement into placement. This is the moment many people misunderstand because it doesn't look productive on the outside. It doesn't feel like progress the way the world defines it. Yet in the spirit, this is one of the most active phases of all. Heaven is not asking you to chase anything right now. Heaven is assigning you a position. This is why you feel less driven to pursue, convince, or compete. The hunger that once pushed you forward has been replaced by a quiet assurance. That assurance is not passivity. It is certainty without noise. When God prepares someone for placement, He removes the need to prove. Proving is exhausting. Placement is restful. And rest does not mean inactivity, it means alignment. Anointed One. I want you to notice how different your energy feels now when opportunities present themselves. You don't rush the way you used to. You don't feel the same pressure to say yes. You pause, you sense, you wait. This is not fear of missing out. This is discernment being activated. God is teaching you that not every open door is an assigned door. In earlier seasons, you may have taken whatever came your way because movement felt like safety. If you were busy, you felt alive. If you were advancing, you felt validated. But now God is undoing that pattern. He is showing you that movement without alignment creates exhaustion, not fulfillment. And exhaustion is not a badge of honor. It is often a sign of misplacement. I learned this lesson the hard way. There was a time when I believed momentum meant blessing. If things were happening fast, I assumed God was in it. But I found myself drained, scattered, and spiritually disconnected, even while everything looked successful on the surface. It wasn't until God slowed me down that I realized I had been running ahead of His placement. Speed had replaced obedience. Activity had replaced discernment. Chosen one. The slowing you feel right now is intentional. God is repositioning you so that when provision comes, it doesn't pull you off center. When influence increases, it doesn't distort your identity. When responsibility expands, it doesn't crush your spirit. Placement comes before increase, because increase without placement destroys more people than it blesses. This is why you don't feel the urge to announce what you're doing. You're no longer building something that needs public approval to survive. You're being placed into something that will stand because heaven authorized it. Authorization does not require noise. It requires obedience. Anointed one, hear this clearly. You are no longer in pursuit mode. Pursuit says, if I don't move, I'll lose it. Placement says, what's for me will meet me. God is teaching you to trust attraction over chasing, alignment over ambition, timing over force. There is a reason your desires feel quieter. God has removed desperation from your spirit. Desperation makes people grab prematurely. Desperation causes compromise. Desperation creates attachment to outcomes that are not yet ripe. And God is not going to let desperation touch what He is about to give you, so He drained it from you first. You may also notice that you're less reactive to delays. Things don't frustrate you the way they used to. Instead of panic, there is patience. Instead of anxiety, there is observation. This is a sign that your nervous system is being trained for stability. What's coming into your life will require you to remain steady under pressure. Emotional volatility cannot coexist with sustained authority. Anointed one. This is the phase where God teaches you to receive without gripping, to accept without clinging, to steward without fear of loss. These lessons are subtle, but they are critical, because what you're about to receive will not be temporary. It is meant to grow, and growth requires a steady container. You are also being trained to recognize the difference between urgency and instruction. Urgency is loud. Instruction is calm. Urgency pressures you to act quickly. Instruction invites you to move precisely. Right now, God is quieting urgency in your spirit so that you can hear instruction clearly. This is why you must remain attentive, not anxious, attentive. There is a maturity forming in you that cannot be rushed. You don't need to explain yourself because your decisions are no longer rooted in impulse. You don't need to defend your stillness because it is intentional. You don't need to convince others because you are convinced. Chosen one, let me say something that may settle you deeply. God is not testing your patience to frustrate you. He is stabilizing your faith so that when manifestation begins, you don't misinterpret it. Many people lose what God gives them because they don't know how to receive it calmly. They receive with shock, with disbelief, with fear. God is preparing you to receive with clarity. This is also why comparison has lost its grip on you. You're not tracking others the way you used to. Their timelines don't agitate you. Their successes don't threaten you. Their delays don't comfort you. You are becoming internally referenced rather than externally driven. That shift alone is evidence that placement is happening. Anointed One. There is a peace that comes when you stop measuring yourself against outcomes and start aligning yourself with obedience. That peace is beginning to settle in you now. It doesn't shout, it doesn't rush, it doesn't argue, it simply is. And that peace is a sign that heaven is close. As it is written in Isaiah chapter 30 verse 15, in quietness and trust is strength. Strength does not always feel like intensity. Sometimes it feels like restraint. Sometimes it feels like waiting without resentment. Sometimes it feels like holding your position even when you could move. You are learning how to hold position now, not because you are stuck, but because God is anchoring you. Anchors are not glamorous, but they keep you steady when the current changes, and the current of your life is about to change. Chosen One, do not be tempted to create motion just to feel alive. Do not manufacture urgency because stillness feels unfamiliar. You are alive right now in a deeper way than you have ever been. Your spirit is awake. Your discernment is sharp. Your foundation is forming. Heaven is intervening not by pushing you forward, but by settling you into the exact place you need to be. When placement is complete, movement will return naturally, effortlessly, without striving, without confusion. Until then, stay present, stay surrendered, stay attentive. What you are carrying does not need to be chased. It needs to be received, and you are being positioned to receive it well. Chosen One. There is a sacred reason God has not permitted you to share what is forming in your life yet, and it has nothing to do with fear, shame, or uncertainty. It has everything to do with timing, authority, and spiritual law. Heaven does not reveal what it has not yet secured, and right now God is sealing something in your life before He allows it to be seen. You may have felt the tension of this, the awareness that something is coming paired with the restraint not to speak. That tension is not accidental. It is the space where trust is being built. God is teaching you how to hold revelation without leaking it, because revelation spoken too early becomes explanation, and explanation invites interference. Anointed One. There are things that cannot be explained without being reduced. There are moves God makes in silence because words would shrink them. This is why you feel a divine resistance when you try to articulate what's happening. It's not that you lack clarity. It's that clarity has not been authorized for public release. I want you to understand something deeply. Not everyone is meant to hear what God is doing in you, even if they love you, even if they've walked with you for years, even if their intentions are good. Authorization matters. In the spirit realm, access is regulated. God controls who hears what and when, not to be mysterious, but to be precise. I've seen this play out painfully in real life. I once shared a direction God gave me too early with people I trusted. They didn't oppose me openly, but their questions, doubts, and well-meaning advice slowly diluted my confidence. I found myself defending instead of discerning, explaining instead of obeying, and what was once clear became cloudy. God had to pull me back into silence to rebuild what premature sharing had weakened. Chosen One. God is sparing you from that. He is protecting the integrity of what He is forming. That's why your circle feels smaller. That's why conversations feel shallow. That's why you instinctively hold back. You are not being distant. You are being covered. There is also another layer to this restraint. God is teaching you to value His approval over human affirmation. When you share too early, you often look for confirmation from others to feel secure. But the season you are in requires security that comes from obedience alone. God is strengthening that muscle in you now. Anointed one. This is why you must stay with this message. Because if you misinterpret this silence, you might break it yourself. You might start talking just to relieve the pressure, just to feel normal again, just to reconnect. But relief is not always wisdom, and comfort is not always alignment. As it is written in Matthew chapter 6, what is done in secret is seen by the Father, and he rewards openly. That reward does not come from announcement. It comes from faithfulness in hidden places. You are in one of those hidden places now. There is also a spiritual principle at work that many people overlook. When God is about to elevate someone, he often hides them first. Not to remove them from the world, but to remove the world from them. Exposure too early attracts attention that is not aligned. It invites opinions that are not assigned, and it can pull you back into old patterns that no longer fit who you are becoming. Chosen one, you are not hiding from people. People are being hidden from you. God is filtering access so that when what he promised arrives, it arrives clean. Untouched by comparison, untouched by expectation, untouched by pressure. You may feel moments of loneliness in this, not because you lack companionship, but because few people can walk with someone who is carrying something unseen. This loneliness is not abandonment, it is refinement. It teaches you how to lean on God without leaning on applause. Anointed one. There is also a reason your old sources of validation feel empty. Compliments don't land the same. Recognition doesn't satisfy. Even success feels muted. That is because God is disconnecting you from external metrics. What you are about to receive cannot be measured by human applause. It will require inner stability, not outer affirmation. This is why the instruction to remain silent feels so firm. God is saying, trust me with what I'm doing in you. Trust that he sees it. Trust that he will reveal it at the right time. Trust that you do not need to rush revelation to make it real. There is a temptation in this season to test the waters, to drop hints, to say just enough to feel acknowledged. But partial sharing creates partial exposure, and partial exposure still invites interference. God is asking you for full obedience, not half restraint. Anointed one, silence is not emptiness. Silence is strategy. Heaven uses silence to build momentum that does not depend on noise. What God is preparing will not need explanation when it arrives. It will carry its own authority. I want to speak to the part of you that feels misunderstood. The part that wishes someone could just see what you see, feel what you feel. That desire is human. But God is asking you to exchange being understood for being aligned. Being understood is temporary. Alignment is eternal. There will be a time when what you've been holding will be visible, and when that time comes, you won't need to convince anyone. The evidence will speak. The fruit will explain. The outcome will answer questions you never addressed. Until then, God is asking you to honor the silence, not as deprivation, but as stewardship. You are learning how to carry revelation without rushing it, how to trust without proof, how to obey without applause. Chosen one. The reason this message matters is because many people break alignment right here. They grow tired of waiting. They grow uncomfortable with being unseen. They start speaking out of impatience rather than instruction. And in doing so, they forfeit precision for relief. You are not doing that. You are staying, you are holding, you are listening, and heaven sees it. As it is written in Psalm chapter 37, commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will bring it to pass. Bring it to pass does not mean rush it into existence. It means allow God to complete it without interference. Remain faithful in this quiet. Remain anchored in obedience. Remain confident without explanation. You are not being delayed. You are being secured, and what is secured in silence will stand strong when it is finally revealed. Chosen one. This is the stage where many people misunderstand what God is doing, because from the outside it looks like nothing is happening, but from the inside everything is being rearranged. This is the phase where heaven is not adding more to your life, but deepening what is already there. And deepening always feels slower than building, yet it creates what cannot be shaken. You may have noticed that your tolerance for surface-level living has collapsed. Things that once felt normal now feel heavy. Conversations that used to be easy now feel draining. Environments you once adapted to now feel misaligned. This is not because you've become difficult. It's because your inner frequency has changed, and your nervous system can no longer pretend otherwise. Anointed One God is teaching you how to live from truth instead of performance. In earlier seasons, you could show up even when you were disconnected inside. You could push through discomfort. You could override your intuition to keep peace or maintain momentum. But that ability has been removed. And it was removed intentionally, because where you are going pretending will cost you too much. I want to speak to the exhaustion you feel when you try to force yourself back into old roles. The moment you attempt to perform who you used to be, your body resists. Your mind grows foggy. Your spirit feels heavy. That resistance is not laziness. It is integrity. Your system refuses to operate from a false center anymore. I experienced this myself in a season where God was changing my assignment, but my environment hadn't caught up yet. I tried to keep functioning the same way I always had, thinking discipline would override discomfort. Instead, I felt depleted no matter how hard I tried. It wasn't until I stopped forcing myself to fit that I realized God was asking me to shed an identity, not strengthen it. Chosen one. The shedding you're in right now is sacred. You are letting go of habits, responses, and expectations that once kept you safe, but now keep you small. This includes how you relate to people. You may find yourself less available emotionally, not because you don't care, but because your energy is being redirected inward for reconstruction. There is a deep inner detachment happening in you, and this is one of the most misunderstood stages of spiritual growth. Detachment does not mean apathy. It means clarity. It means you are no longer entangled in things that distort your discernment. You can see more clearly because you are less emotionally fused. Anointed One, you may feel as though you are standing slightly outside your own life, observing rather than reacting. This is not dissociation, it is discernment. God is teaching you how to witness without being consumed, how to respond instead of react, how to remain steady even when circumstances fluctuate. This detachment is necessary for what you are about to receive. The next phase of your life will require you to hold responsibility without losing yourself, influence without ego, provision without attachment. None of that is possible if your emotions are still hooked into every outcome. That's why God is teaching you neutrality. Not indifference, but neutrality. A state where you can be present without being pulled, where you can care without clinging, where you can desire without desperation. This inner neutrality is one of the greatest signs of spiritual maturity. Chosen one. You are not becoming numb, you are becoming regulated. Your nervous system is learning how to operate without constant stimulation, without drama, without urgency. And this regulation is preparing you to carry peace in environments that once would have overwhelmed you. You may also notice that your intuition has become sharper. You sense things before they are said. You feel misalignment quickly. You pick up on subtle shifts in people's energy. This sensitivity is not weakness, it is refinement. God is tuning your perception so that you can navigate the next season with precision. There is a reason you need this level of sensitivity. What is coming into your life will require discernment more than effort. You will need to know when to move and when to remain still, when to speak and when to stay silent, when to engage and when to withdraw. These decisions cannot be made from emotion. They must be made from alignment. Anointed One. The solitude you crave right now is not rejection of others. It is integration of self. You are integrating lessons that were learned under pressure. You are making sense of things that once felt chaotic. You are allowing your inner world to settle so that your outer world can reflect it. This is why silence feels nourishing and noise feels invasive. Your spirit is recalibrating, and recalibration requires space. Just as muscles need rest to grow, your consciousness needs stillness to expand. As it is written in Psalm chapter 46, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not inactivity. It is awareness. It is presence. It is alignment. You are learning to be still without fear, and that is a sign of deep trust forming within you. Chosen One. There may be moments when you question whether this detachment means you're losing passion. You are not. Passion is being purified. What burned erratically before is being refined into a steady flame, a flame that will not flicker under pressure, a flame that will not depend on external fuel. You are also learning how to be alone without feeling lonely. That is a powerful distinction. Loneliness seeks distraction. Solitude cultivates depth. You are in solitude right now, even if you are surrounded by people. And in that solitude, your relationship with God is becoming less transactional and more relational. You're no longer asking, "What do I need to do?" as often as you're asking, "Who am I becoming?" That shift matters, because doing follows being, and God is prioritizing who you are becoming over what you are producing. Anointed One. This phase requires patience with yourself. You are unlearning reflexes that once protected you. You are releasing identities that once defined you. That process can feel disorienting, but it is also deeply liberating. You are no longer confined by roles you outgrew. Do not rush to fill the quiet with activity. Do not panic when you don't have all the answers. This space is intentional. It is the space where wisdom settles, where discernment sharpens, where alignment stabilizes. Heaven is not distant right now. Heaven is intimate. God is close enough to whisper, not shout. And the fact that you can hear him in this quiet is proof that you are ready for what comes next. Remain gentle with yourself in this detachment. Honor the need for rest. Respect the boundaries forming within you. You are not withdrawing from life. You are learning how to live it from a deeper place. What you are becoming does not require constant motion. It requires grounded presence. And that presence is being established right now in the stillness you once feared, but now recognize as sacred. Chosen One, as this word comes to rest within you, receive this moment with reverence. You are not late. You are not early. You are standing exactly where heaven intended you to be. This is your Kairos moment, the appointed time where what has been prepared in secret begins to move into form. What God has reserved for you is already in motion, already authorized, already aligned. You did not imagine this season. You were summoned into it. Anointed One, I declare over you that what you have carried in silence will soon stand in clarity. What has been forming without words will manifest without struggle. You are not waiting for permission, you are walking under divine approval. The hand of God is upon you, steadying your steps, guarding your heart, and releasing what only heaven could orchestrate. Remain faithful, Remain still, remain aligned. Gratitude will keep you anchored as the shift unfolds. May peace settle deeply in your spirit. May discernment guide every decision. May provision meet you without strain, and may favor surround you without explanation. You are covered, you are chosen, you are prepared. If this word confirmed what God is doing in you, you may write 777 in the comments as a sacred acknowledgement and share where you're watching from as a quiet declaration of alignment. Stay connected, stay surrendered, and move forward, knowing that what is coming will speak for itself.